Okay, so having worked on the Kingdom scene for all of this week, we're going to now be focusing on getting the updated demo out. So this week we made some pretty good progress on focusing on the Kingdom scene and refining a few bits and updating images and such. What I've also been focusing on is updating the demo section of the game. This is Acts 1 to 3. And my plan ideally is to have an updated demo out by ideally Thursday. Because what at the moment the issue is that the current demo of the game is the demo which I had to rush to get out back in September in time for the Steamfest. And so it's not a very good representation of where the game is. And so I just simply hadn't gotten around to updating that. So my plan really is, for the rest of next week, I guess the upcoming week, is pretty much going to be making sure I've got Acts 1 to 3 where I want it to be. I'm probably going to send Acts 1 to 3, or at least that demo build, to a few sort of close friends and family and to get that tested. And obviously I'm going to be testing it as well. But hopefully I should be able to get that updated demo out by the 6th. As for the full game, likelihood is I'm going to have that out by the end of February. It's kind of annoying that I kept pushing it back. But it's not going to be any later than the end of February. The reason why I wanted to put it end of February is because I want to be able to give myself enough time to be able to playtest the game as much as possible and just to be able to figure out if the game is creating the right experience, because I want to make sure that obviously the time I put in is ideally, going to create the right experience for the players that are actually playing the game. One of the struggles I am actually having at the moment is getting image consistency. So obviously, doing Scarred Steel as something of a story-rich game, I decided obviously to, basically use AI to make lots of cutscene images and such. And that has been a little tricky because sometimes I find that some of the images are just different styles. So, like some of the styles that, for example, Gemini has been making with its Nano Banana model, some of the styles have been really realistic. Like I got it to make me like a combat background image for the woods, and the image looked so realistic that I could walk out into the woods in real life and I could probably look at what the image made. It was that realistic, which although was cool, again, it begs the question of, okay, well, but is this the right style? So likelihood is moving forward and when I continue playtesting things, I think what I'm going to do is that as long as I've got or at least as long as the image has what I need in it, I should be able to give it to different forms of AI, whether that's ChatGPT or whatever, and ask it to basically refine the image, whether it's change the art style, increase the quality, so on and so forth. I think that's probably what I'm going to do moving forward. Because I don't really want to be making loads of different images, but again, it won't really help if all my cutscene images vary in terms of different art styles. But that's pretty much where we're at. Really looking forward to getting this updated demo out. Because again, it hasn't really helped that a lot of the time, obviously, I talk about the stuff I'm doing and I try and show what I'm doing. Yeah, the demo at the moment, at the time of recording, obviously is the very rushed demo I did quite a while back. And honestly speaking, from feedback and from understandably looking at it, it's obviously not very good at the moment. But hopefully, when I get the updated demo out, that will at least bring maybe a little bit more positive feedback in terms of what I'm doing. But yeah, that's pretty much that. Next week, again, I think really it's just going to be trying to get that Acts 1 to 3 portion of the demo done. Ideally, that is going to get done by Thursday. I'm not sure what that date is. Maybe it's like the 4th, 5th or something, or February. And really, yeah, just once I've got that updated, I'll probably let you know by the next devlog if that is properly updated. Hopefully that should be a better experience. And then, yeah, really, my focus just for February is just going to be playtesting the game relentlessly, trying to update what I can and refine what I can just to try and get the game as good of experience as possible. And again, the interesting thing is obviously my approach is unique, but it's still my first game as well. So like part of me is always in the back of my mind trying to understand that, look, whatever I can do, I can do. Right. And what's going to be nice is that when I eventually move on to the second game, I'm going to be starting from experience. But we're not going to worry about the second game so far. But this is pretty much where we're at for the devlog. Again, if you haven't played the demo already, the current demo at the moment is not a great representation until I update the demo, which will probably be, by sort of Thursday or I guess the next devlog. There's probably not much point playing at the moment. But yeah, that's pretty much where we're at the moment, and I'll catch you in the next one.